Hey everybody, it's Mama. Welcome back to Mama's Odi Tarot. So today we are doing a deep dive on Aaron Pierre. I had a couple people ask, and I figured why not? He's an up and coming actor. I know he's from the UK, or like he's originally trained in London, but he's done some things over here. And of course, he's dating Tiana Taylor. So let's just jump right in and not even waste any time and see what we can find out about his, love life, his career, his future trajectory, everything about his life path. So the first thing I asked about, of course, is where he came from, like what shaped him, past influences, all those early karmic lessons. So let's see where he came from, how he became Aaron Pierre. Interesting. So with this expectation and animosity, this is telling me that Aaron Pierre is a very arrogant son of a gun. Okay. He was always feeling like he was going to be a star with this star seed here. He felt like he should be in the spotlight. He has a touch of ego and, arrogancy that I'm picking up on here with this expectation and animosity where he's always expected to be famous. He's always expected to be this big actor. He thinks he's a good looking guy. He's beautiful. He is a great actor. He was just always waiting for his big break and for this big moment. And I think initially he had a lot of animosity towards, I don't know if it's the people he was working with, if it was just towards, him being experiencing rejection and receiving that no at times and having to get that message that no, he didn't get the role. But I definitely sense a lot of like ego and rejection wounds and not appreciating the fact that he wasn't becoming this big actor and star right from the jump. Okay, so yeah, I feel like how he became him, also with this sweetheart in reverse and divinity. Yeah, he had to experience some times where people didn't choose him. I feel like he also, could have been a little bit mean with this sweetheart coming out of reverse. Like I said, egotistical. And I'm bitter about him not getting certain roles, not being a big celebrity. He might have not been such a nice guy to work with. It doesn't seem like he's so easygoing is what this is giving me. And so he had to work on that. He had to work on being more, with this divinity, more genuine, more kind, more reasonable, more respectful, just more so believing that things were going to work out for him with this divinity and transition coming out here with this RIP. It's like he had to put an end to certain toxic behaviors and patterns that he had, when it came to his ego that wasn't helping him, that wasn't making life easier for him. And once he did, then he started to be received much better. He, with this love offer and message here, I feel like things started to change and started to go a lot better for him once he put his ego to the side. He put all of that, I want to say bitchiness to the side and stop being so egotistical and hard to work with and just let divine timing be at play. Then everything came together for him. So I would say that was some of his early karmic lessons and, some of his early, what would you call it? What did I write down? Past influences. So yeah, I think also another thing that I'm picking up on from this with this starseed and sweetheart in reverse, I feel like he is not such a nice guy when it comes to love now, and he's not as open to love, and he has a little bit more animosity towards love because he feels like he's been taken advantage of by certain women in the past. And even though he is this good looking guy, he feels like he's been used, and I think he has a sour taste in his mouth about like women and relationships. And I think that this might have something to do with the specific lover that he had that it didn't work out with. So that's what I get from that a certain love relationship that he had ended, most likely the mother of his children, but we'll just see really quickly. But I feel like that's what it is. Who is this sweetheart and starseed that he lost? Five of Swords and a Ten of Cups. Yeah, definitely the mother of his children, the woman that he thought he was going to spend the rest of his life with. I feel like with this Five of Swords also, it's like he's had multiple women leave him and walk away from him in the past. Yeah. So he definitely was holding on strong to this one with this Page of Pentacles. Like he did not want to let the mother of his children, the mother of his child go. He was really trying to keep, yeah, the emperor, like he was being very controlling, very demanding. We do have addictions coming out here. When I asked about his, emotional block, and it literally came out: emotional block, codependent, obsession and restraint, possession and control. So he definitely was very controlling. He kept her on a short leash. He didn't really want to see her doing too much, and she was tired of, dealing with a person like him that was so insecure and just egotistical and not really a nice guy. One last one. The Ace of Cups. Yeah, so he was definitely trying to continue to make things work. He possibly even offered to marry her, or they possibly did get married, but she had her head screwed on straight, and she was like, nope, I need to go ahead and move forward and do better with my life and not choose to stay in this relationship any longer. She got out of that mental confusion and she decided to make better choices, because it seems like he was love bombing with this Ace of Cups, and he was, all great in the beginning and it seemed all perfect, but then he turned out to be, like I said, toxic, codependent, controlling, and she realized that he was always going to be watching, and he still has a lot of inner wounds when it comes to love and when it comes to not feeling so wanted and needed, like I talked about in the reading with Tiana Taylor. He has this issue where he needs to be needed. He needs to be wanted and needed, and always feel like the woman is reliant on him in the situation. And so that's why that relationship came to an end. There was a lot of drama and chaos surrounding that breakup, and he definitely was not trying to let her go at all. So that's what we have as far as how he really got into his career. He just had to let go of a lot of his past, and he had to transform and actually grow and alchemize. With this alchemist coming out here, yeah, go to God and really start making better decisions. With this judge, stop being so judgmental, being more compassionate, being a kinder person. With this prince here, really learning how to not just, be charming, but actually be nice, be genuine about it. So he had to work on his altruistic nature and his good-heartedness and being a good person before he could come into even having a career. Like, he had to do a lot of healing work with this detective and healer coming out here to figure out what was really going on with him, to figure out, why it is that he behaved the way that he behaved. And with this thief, I feel like, yeah, that woman is like definitely the one that got away for him. Like, she, with the person having their heart on their chest here, their heart on their sleeve, it's like, this is the one woman that he really, really wanted to see his future with the Ten of Cups and build a family with. And it did not work because he was not able to do the healing work necessary in order to have her. So he knew that in order to really even have a career and move on with his life and be an actor and be the best that he can be, then he was going to have to track down all of those things that was going on wrong, right? He had to be smart and use his intuition to figure out, where am I going wrong? What am I not doing? Okay, when it comes to healing and being a better person, and transform all of that pain into passion and do better things and be a better person with this prince here. So, and I feel like he was really sad. Ooh, this is real. Yeah, he really wanted that woman badly. I pick up on that. Like, towards the end, he was offering her pretty much everything. We could go to counseling. Like, he was just like, "Whoa, can we make this work?" Look, listen, slave. He was like, "I'll do anything you want me to do." But by that point, she was over it. And she just wanted to move forward and meet other people. But I think his main wounds when it comes to love are just about, with the Page of Cups coming out here, women not really choosing him thinking that he's the prize, but then women still wanting to explore, deal with other men. Him also having issues with settling down and dealing with just one person. So, dealing with people mirroring him when it comes to the childhood wounds and hanging around, still shopping around, not just networking, always socializing and being outside and not really wanting to settle down and start a family. So that's what he was dealing with. Possibly, these people meeting him one way and then turning out to be another way. So just like I was talking about with him love bombing, he deals with a lot of people who have those same codependent wounds and those same, control tendencies, and they be wearing a mask at the beginning just like he is. So that's what that is, where they're just mirroring each other's wounds. Let me not get stuck there. Let me continue on. I asked about the karmic lessons that he learned early on in his career. Okay, so we got rituals. So like I said, he learned about what it means to really make good decisions, make healthy choices, be a good person, treat people kindly, treat people fairly, like really learning to calm down and not, I'm looking at this candle lit and the incense. It's really learning to be more zen and calm down and control his anger and control his emotions and get better, get better emotional control over his behaviors in the way that he chose to go about life. That was one of the karmic lessons. We also have twin flame in reverse. How sometimes, you lose the one that you love. You think of somebody, you're going to be with them forever. They're your twin flame, but it turns out that, it's codependent. It's toxic. Y'all are not going to work out. It's not worth the risk. It's too much healing that still needs to be done. Or that neither one or both, him, her, however, was not willing to do the work to make this work any longer. Okay. Another one was jealousy and envy. He learned a lot about what it means to be in your ego self, to be this jealous person, be envious, always feel like things should go his way, like when how this person's arms is tied and screwed up. He definitely was humbled and learned a lot about, humility and sacrifice and not always having things going your way and getting what you want. Okay, we also have thief. So I think that he learned, a lot of lessons about basically karma and how what you give out in this world is what's going to come back to you. So what you take from others, like with this thief, what you take from others is, it's going to be taken from you in the same way. So if you don't treat people good, if you don't treat people well, then you're not going to, be treated good and treated well in return. We also have third-party situations. So, he learned a lot about what it means, what happens when you put people in third-party situations, dealing with multiple lovers, him being in a third party, him putting other people in a third party. So there was just a lot of drama, chaos, issues surrounding him and dealing with women and putting them in third-party situations. We also have Jezebel. So I think, lastly, he learned a lot in his career about, how they'll use women, how they'll use people against you, how they'll pretty much attack you through these type of women, like these femme fatales, like how you got to be smart, you got to be mindful because you don't know. She's the type of woman that you're dealing with. She just might be your karma. She just might be the one that brings you to your knees and destroys you, and be the reason why you lose all your money or you go through some stress. So I think he just learned a lot about love and honesty and relationships and being a good person. All right, let's continue our next act. I'm sorry about the music. I'm gonna try to be loud enough. Where he is now, his career, his current career. Right now, we have the Hermit in reverse, the Moon, the Four of Swords, the High Priestess in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. So where he is that he's trying to remain optimistic with this Hermit in reverse. He's trying to remain positive, but it seems like he needs, some time alone right now. He's trying to remain positive, with the Ace of Pentacles. He's trying to focus on new ideas, new opportunities for him to act, new, roles and things like that. But ultimately, he's at risk of making the same mistake twice with this Nine of Wands coming out in reverse, where it's like they're urging him to really be smart, watch his back, and protect himself. And what that really means is resting with this Four of Swords, not focusing on, opportunities right now, but more so doing whatever healing work that's necessary for his own self. With this Hermit, it's like he's a little bit out of whack spiritually. He's not balanced, and so he needs to have some solitude and some rest to really get back on track. With the Moon here, there's a lot of drama. It seems like drama's all through here, where it's a lot of illusions, things happening behind the scenes in terms of his acting career that he may not even know about, and so they want him to be smart and be mindful. So let's see what we can get about these about what's happening behind the scenes, because something's definitely happening behind the scenes here. What is this Moon? What's happening behind the scenes that he doesn't really know about in terms of Aaron Pierre's acting career? Spiritual hater, that there's somebody who is a little bit, higher up, more powerful than him, that is hating on him, that don't want to see him doing good. Tell me about this spiritual hater. Tell me more. What's the relationship here between Aaron and this person? Dirt digging. So this person is looking for some sort of dirt on him to tarnish his image, tarnish his name. But what is the relationship here between Aaron and this person? Queen rising? Play it out. And happiness hater. So this is somebody who doesn't want to see him moving forward and having this relationship with Tiana Taylor, with this Queen rising played out and happiness hater. They don't want to see him moving forward and being happy, and they are definitely digging up some dirt to see if they could tarnish his image. This happiness hater, I want to see, this person is all up in his business, trying to get the inside scoop on him. Oh, wow. Look, a fly just came over here. Definitely a monitoring spirit. Let's see if we could get some information about this person. I feel like it's, who. What's the relationship here? We know that this is feels like it's an ex-lover, a scorned lover. We have actual money, thoughts, achievement in reverse, and conflict. So yeah, it's somebody who's seeing him moving on and having a new relationship. Don't want to see him be happy. Don't want to see this achievement. It's causing a lot of drama and issue. They see the way that he's, experiencing basically what you would consider an earth angel in Tiana Taylor. So this is it's a bitter person. A person's formed about this relationship. It's either his ex or Tiana's ex. Can we know anything more about this person? Yeah, we said whoever this is, they feel like this relationship is false. It's not real. Yeah, single, sexy, and successful. This feels like it's his past person. He has a past person who's pretending like she's all good and she's okay and she's happy about everything, but she got a lot of conflict and issues. This is somebody else who he's dealing with. Like, it's someone from his past. I feel like he's still currently dealing with this person, and this is causing a lot of drama because this woman still has him on her mind, and she don't like seeing how he's just pretending that he's happy in this new relationship. She feel like this is just all for money, and he's not really truly happy with Tiana, and this is just a fake, false relationship. So this is another woman that he's dealing with right now. I don't know if this is, she got bangs, or this is how she wear her hair, but she could be dark skinned. But this is definitely another woman that he is encountering, and she's a happiness hater in the background watching this go on, and she feels some type of way. So she's trying to see how she could damage him, and for some reason have him not see this coming with the high priestess coming out in reverse. It's like he's not aware that this person is stirring up issues behind closed doors and trying to work against him, possibly bring things to the media, or have stir up with the blogs, tell some information. Like, she really trying to heat things up. But he does not seem to know about this with the high priestess coming out in reverse. And this is going to be something that could possibly affect his career. That's in his energy right now. So he's got to be mindful and pay attention, because he got a whole chick in a bitter scorn chick in his energy. So let's go ahead and continue next. I asked about his spiritual, slate. How does he fare in terms of spiritually? But I kind of already got that he's, supposed to be focusing on his own self with determined in reverse. So he's out of balance. He's supposed to be spending his alone time. Yeah, not at once in reverse. He's unsure. He's confused. Yeah, he's real confused right now. I'm not sure which way to go. We got the Chariot coming out in reverse. Like, he is all over the place. He's supposed to be slowing down. He's supposed to be, like I said, taking time for himself. But unfortunately, he's making impulsive decisions. He's thinking with his part, and he's thinking with his heart over his head at the time. He's not being rational. He's not being smart. And they're saying that they're urging him to with this justice, to get balance, to get back, to get his mental clarity together, where he's not so much using his heart over his head, where he's actually thinking clearly, so that he needs to slow down. All right, it's a lot of lies and a lot of stuff that he's not paying attention to. Like, there's a lot of truths that he's not seeing at this time. So they want him to be honest with himself, so that way he can be honest with others, and he can see the truth of what's right in front of his face and not be disillusioned. Like, it seems like he's being delusional right now, and they telling him he needs to wake up with this death in reverse. Like, he got to stop sleeping on what's going on here and pay attention to who he's working with the Six of Cups, who he's spending time with, who he's giving his money to, what offers he's taking in terms of his acting career, his business moves, who he's dealing with in the industry, who he's hanging out with, spending time with, and they're really urging him to get some self-care, to isolate, deal with his inner child. Deal with his inner child and deal with those wounds that he needs to deal with. It's really supposed to be a period of introspection for him. It's not really supposed to be, in no relationship and partying and doing all that. All right, so next I asked, his hidden struggles, what's happening really behind the scenes, his hidden struggles. So, like, is there, somebody working against him? We have unfazed, moves in silence, moving, haunted, crying over you, and unbothered. So, yeah, the hidden struggles is that he's moving in silence, he's unfazed, he's worried about being in this relationship, moving forward, enjoying his life, but he's not knowing that there are women in the background that are haunted, that are scorned, that are crying over him, that he's pretending to be unbothered about being in this public relationship. Like, and I just want to get, extra confirmation and clarification here on this other woman that he's, still currently speaking to her. We have the Two of Wands coming out sideways. They're not on the same page right now, but it's not, with the Seven of Swords, it's like there's still arguments, anger, her wanting to stand up for herself and be like, hey, like, how are you in this public relationship when we still are dealing with things behind closed doors? He just went public with Tiana, like he's not talking to other women. He is. And this one specific woman is really bitter and scorned, and she's ready to bring some things to the light here with this Seven of Swords. Like, it's really giving, mental manipulation here. Like, spell work. Like, I'm gonna just be real. She like, bro, I gotta do what I gotta do because you out here playing around with me. Yeah, I can't make it up with the sun coming out behind that. She want to bring some things to the forefront, to the light. She wants to bring this drama to the light, tell people about her, stir this up, bring it to the blogs. She's trying to figure out who she can bring this to with this Page of Wands in reverse. Who gonna write up the story? Who she gonna talk to? She's gaining the courage because if they can't get on the same page here and get that clarity and get that understanding, then she's gonna make an impulsive decision. But she's trying to talk to him. She's trying to get him on the phone. You see how this woman like, oh yeah, they texting and talking back and forth. She's trying to figure it out. Like, what's really going on here? So wow, that's the hidden struggle, is that there's this. He's trying to pretend like he's unbothered, and this woman is like, bro, I'm really feeling some type of way about this, and I want to bring this to the light. Like, he's all unfazed, and she grind over him. So wow, that's the hidden struggle that he's going through. And then I next asked about his secret motivations when it comes to his career. Like, what's he secretly looking for that we don't know about, this, behind the curtains? Interesting. So, with this clout hungry, it's all about him being in the spotlight. Like I said, he has this ego about him where he feel like he's that guy. He's just so beautiful. He's so great. So he's really trying to always keep himself in the spotlight and make sure that people are fawning over him and liking him and loving him and talking about how beautiful and sexy he is and all of that stuff. We also have screenshots. So for him, this is about, proving to naysayers, his haters, all those women in the back, that he's better. Like, he was going to be good without them. Like, part of him is still scorned about that woman, so he's really just trying to prove to her that even though she ain't dealing with him and she done moved on, that he's gonna be all right. I told you I was gonna be this big actor and I was gonna have this one day. You didn't believe me, and look at me now. Look at me now. Hey, look at me now. I'm getting paper. So that's kind of how he's looking at it. Like, all the while wearing a fake smile, pretending like he's happy. But this is him just trying to prove to this person that he's good and that he's better to this woman, the mother of his children. That's all he's trying to do. Is prove to his baby mama that he was going to be somebody and he's great, and woman is falling over him and loving him. All the while he bitter and scorned about her not wanting to be with him. So he's wearing a fake smile anyway. Right? So this is all about him pretending. We also have kissing, ASS, and stalker. So yeah, he wants people to be obsessed with him, always watching him, loving him, kissing his behind, like just giving him his flowers, fawning over him. Like, he think he Michael Jackson or something, and people supposed to be passing out on the stage when they see him. Like, that's just really his energy, where he's just like, he think because now I'm hearing Halo. So now he think he got some sort of halo, and he's that guy. Damn, they playing that music loud. Sorry about that, y'all. But let's go ahead and continue next. I asked about, of course, his persona. We gotta know about his personality. Public persona, angel and seeker. So his public persona is very angelic, very lighthearted, very sweet. Like, he's just always willing to help those in need. That he's just this, nice, angelic, kind-hearted person. We also have seeker. So he's a very truthful person, almost like a historian type, where he always wants to serve the highest good, serve truth, serve God. That he's very in tune with his divine nature and serving his higher purpose. Okay, let's see about his his private self, who he actually is. We have athlete. Oh, that came out in reverse, as well as artist. So at his heart, he is really an artist, where he's one of those people who does love to share his art with the world, in terms of being an actor and expressing that side of him and using all of his different senses to really express life and show that to others and inspiring others. But at the same time, on the shadow attribute, it says using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as a starving artist to elicit pity. So there is a part of him that is, like I said, like posing as the starving artist, where he was telling his girl, like, look, I was always going to be this person, this uphill climb. Like, he does have that element of him where, and he does use his talent at certain times to mistreat others, because he got that arrogant, kind of aggressive personality, as well as, further confirmed by this athlete in reverse, where he can be really aggressive, can be really angry and want to strong arm people. And he feels very entitled, right? It says misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. So he can at times not truly be vulnerable and not really actually want to help people, but he might actually choose to strong arm people and use certain things against them. So there is that duality to him. All right, as far as his inner self. I next asked about his greatest asset, his strength. We have scribe. So it goes back to that seeker, about him knowing a lot about history, being able to preserve information, being a great writer, being able to, process information really well, knowing a lot about history in the past and what it really means. And I think that can manifest as him being a great writer as far as acting. Like he has great writing skills. Okay, that's his greatest strength. And then let's see, his weakness, his struggle, his shadow side, like that fear that he's really needing to work through. We have Midas or miser. His codependency when it comes to money, when it comes to, his stability, people, everything, just being so codependent in general, where he has the ability to turn all of those, confirmation writing into like abundance and prosperity. He has a great entrepreneurial mindset, but he could tend to hoard his money and his emotions and has an obsessive fear of, losing his money and losing everything that he feels near and dear and close to him. So he does have those addictions and codependencies and toxic ways. And then lastly, I asked about his future growth. Where is this journey leading him to? We got fool and visionary. So this journey is leading him to being way more lighthearted, right? They want him to stop being so aggressive, so angry. They want him to embrace the lighter side of life, be more fun, joke around, help people laugh, make people feel good, right? So not being afraid to express his emotions and wear his emotions on his sleeve and not be so toxic when it comes to that, right? Like finding a healthy outlet to his emotions. And then we also have visionary. Since, like I said, he has that entrepreneurial mindset and he is an artist. He's very creative. He can use that to sort of lead a generation of people and be that visionary for others, where he's progressing acting and the type of movies that we see. Like he could be a huge visionary in terms of script, screenwriting and writing plays and writing movies and things like that. So they're saying that he has the capacity to, see things that we can't, that other people can't personally see and envision. So as long as he does that for the right reason and don't, just be selling himself for money or doing, promoting any type of image just to make money, then he's going to be good. Like they're really trying to lead him towards being a more lighthearted person and also a visionary and a pioneer when it comes to script writing, acting, movies, and all that good stuff. So now, all right, let's continue. Like they said, now we can go to the breakthrough role. Okay, thank you. Breakthrough role. What's going to be his breakthrough role? We have, all these cards came out in reverse, though. Servant, saboteur, and gambler. So his breakthrough role is going to be something where, first of all, they're saying it's not going to be anything risque or risky. He better make sure that he don't do anything like that feels and get out of his nature or against his comfort zone, or that he don't feel comfortable with in his spirit. So they're saying as long as he don't do that, something where he's not being manipulated or sabotaged or serving any type of higher purpose or image, like it really has to be something where he has creative control. I was about to say creative freedom and creative control. I said both at the same time. So yeah, it's gonna be something that he does. That's what I'm getting. His breakthrough role. It's gonna be something that he writes. Yeah, with this virgin, it's going to be something new, like that he has not even opened himself up to. All right. With this lover, it might be like showing you like love in a different way, in a new way, a different type of romance and love film. Oh, okay. It could involve vampires. Anything like a Sinners type deal. Anything else about this movie? Mentor, like I said, I think he's going to be the one directing. He's going to be the mentor in terms of this. His breakthrough role is going to be something where he's directing, not where he's acting. Yeah, and then we have the stop card. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be something where he's, where he's actually acting. He just got to tap in with this priest here is telling me that he's, the ancestors are guiding him towards doing this, right? This is something where he writes out a script, where he writes a movie. And if he was to do this, it would be really amazing, like on some Ryan Coogler stuff. Like that's what it's given, or some Jordan Peele, where it's like some vampire love movie. But, with this virgin, something new, something that we haven't seen before in a unique way. And he would be the one with this mentor that's oh my God, he would be the one who writes it and he would be the one directing it. Excuse me missing my words. He wouldn't be the one that was playing the main role, I don't think, with this gambler, saboteur, and server coming out reverse. It's saying that it wouldn't be something that anyone else led him to do. He wouldn't be serving anyone else's purpose or agenda with this, or he would be taking a risk on his own self. So that's what I have as far as his breakout role. I next asked about, I think I asked about his future trajectory. Yeah, his next level of fame. Like, where is he going in terms of his next level of fame? That's all of these. Knight, Child Divine, Advocate, and Don Juan. Wow, all of these came out in reverse. So basically where he's going in terms of his fame is that they're saying that he needs to put that Don Juan energy down, okay, and stop trying to, with this Knight, he needs to get his love matters under control and be smart when it comes to his decision making, the offers that he takes. He's actually gonna stop doing so many roles. It feels like he is gonna be leading into something where he's behind the camera. Yeah, and he's writing the scripts and he's behind the camera. So that's his future trajectory in terms of his level of fame. I also feel like he's not going to be so much in the spotlight with this Child Divine coming out in reverse. He'll be spending a lot more time alone, to himself, like really doing that introspection that they're urging him to do right now. It seems like he's going to be smart and do that. We also have Advocate coming out in reverse. So I feel like he's also not going to be suppressing his emotions as much. He's actually going to be speaking up a little bit more. That's something that he's struggling to do right now, to really truly stand up for himself and advocate for himself in the way that he needs to, and not be afraid of whatever emotions he's feeling, to wear his heart on his sleeve and talk about it. Like, just speak up, and speak out. So those are the things that I feel like he's leading towards, being able to comfortably be more of an advocate, be comfortable standing alone and standing in his divine nature and his spiritual nature, and being the priest that he's supposed to be with. Like I said, priest coming out here. And then we also have Don Juan coming out in reverse. So using his love and his charming qualities for a good reason, not for bad, not just to be a knight in shining armor, charming a bunch of different women, but to really choose, one woman to give his love to and to care and to cherish. And then we also have, Samaritan and victim. So he's got to get out of this victim mindset and understand that he can, those love passings that he's been through in love have not made him a victim. He has to overcome that and still choose to be kind, be caring, and be loving, and not be, he has to free himself from this bullying mindset when it comes to love, and understand that women are still goddesses. And he's got to free himself from the belief that they're not. Because right now, with this exorcist is telling me that he has a lot of negative emotions and feelings towards women because of his past love relationships. And they're saying that he's got to work on that so that he can free himself from this bullying mindset when it comes to women, and know that they are true goddesses, and that there's somebody out there who's going to love him with this Samaritan, who's going to be the woman for him and truly treat him the way that he deserves. And that's not coming to play him and trick him, that he's going to be divinely guided to be with, and they're going to spend the rest of their days out with this guy here. Like, he's going to be guided towards somebody. That's what they're saying. I don't know if it's Tiana, but we will see, because I next asked about his love life, of course, but let's lastly see about his future growth. No, excuse me, not his future growth, his bigger spiritual mission. I already asked about that. His bigger spiritual mission that's driving him. Gossip in reverse, Prostitute in reverse, Damsel in reverse, Kingdom in reverse, and Hermit in reverse. So his bigger spiritual mission is that on a soul level, he deals with, being taken advantage of, actually, offer his money by women, to, not being treated fairly, not being treated kindly, not being loved in the way that he needs to, with this Damsel and Prostitute coming out in reverse, where it's like women will love him and leave him, or use him, or not want to stick it out. But he also has issues in terms of being controlling, being codependent, being possessive, not really knowing how to just let things unfold naturally and wait on divine timing, with this King coming out in reverse. And then we also have gossip coming out of reverse. So it feels like sometimes, like I said, it's about his mouth and the way that he talks and the way that he treats people and the way that he acts. That's something that he had to, on a soul level, work on. And then knowing how to stand alone, knowing how to stand in his own personal power and creativity, not really being reliant on another person, knowing when he really needs to, find that solitude and go on his soul journey. Because it feels like he came into, this life already struggling with ego, already struggling with codependency wounds, already struggling with so many negative things. So they wanted him to rise above all of that and go on his spiritual journey, go down his spiritual path, so that he can really dig up his wounds and his fears and address them, so that he can come out as a better person who's not able to be, taken advantage of, or him taking advantage of other people and using other people and controlling other people. So that's his whole spiritual mission here. Okay, and then I, of course, lastly asked about love to close it out. So let's see what's going on with him in terms of love with Tiana Taylor. We got Hammer, karmic relationship, heartbroken, death, shock, ascending, not today, and twin flames. Okay, so this is telling me, he's being given an opportunity to have this relationship with Tiana is what this is pretty much telling me. So let me go ahead and grab this real quick. Because we have Hammer. So they're basically saying that with this Hammer and karmic relationship, he has a tendency to still want to work on that karmic relationship with his ex, with the mother of his children. Like, he's still heartbroken over that situation coming to an end with death being out here. It's literally what I said, y'all. The cards ain't even come out yet, and I already said this from the beginning. So now it's coming back out. Thank you, ancestors, for the confirmation that he's still heartbroken, okay, over that relationship with his child's mother, and he's sad about that, ending, and that relationship is over. Would not be coming back. Like, there's no second chances when it comes to this. He's very heartbroken over that. But with this shock, ascending, not today, in twin flames, the ancestors are saying that he is given another chance here, and instead of ascending to being with his twin flame, he instead is choosing to be stuck in the past. He's choosing not to avoid having those conversations about love, and he's not giving his all when it comes to this relationship with Tiana. He has his guard up. He's still focused on his past, his karmic relationship. And like I said, there's a woman who is trying to stir up drama for him, an ex-lover already. So with this shock, what they're also saying is that he's about to get some shocking news in terms of her trying to come in and stop him from ascending and growing. All right, because she feels some type of way about him not addressing her and not dealing with her. Okay, so there's a karmic relationship, and it's not his. I don't think this is his child's mother. I'm gonna ask real quick, but this feels like a totally separate person. I don't feel like his. Is this his child's mother who's gonna be trying to stir up their drama? Because I don't feel like it is. Is this a child's mother that's going to be coming to stir up the drama here? No. Yeah, no. They're exposed to come broken. They've been broke up. He could be. This is someone else. Another woman that he's dealing with behind closed doors that I feel that like I said, they're not on the same page right now, but they're still talking. That woman is the one who's coming to stir drama up. He don't even care about her because he's still mad that he didn't work things out with his child's mother. He still heard about their relationship ending. But anyways, that other woman, like I said, from his past, she's coming in to stir up some drama and try to cause problems because she don't want to see him, he got boundaries up when it comes to her and avoiding conversations. And she feels some type of way that he's not having these conversations with her about them moving forward and getting back in balance. All right. But it feels like, he's focused on this moving on with Tiana, even though he's not actually focused on it. He's actually in it as opposed to dealing with the other woman from the side. So with this twin flames, though, this is telling me that he's being given an opportunity with Tiana to move forward with her and take a chance on having a new love, and that they can have something if they both was able to put their past in the past. I asked about his love blockages currently. Love blockages, is the fact, the way that he's been backstabbed in terms of love, and him feeling like he got passion and equal interest with someone, and then the person stabbing him in the back and things like that. And now he's carrying out those same behaviors, pretty much, where he's now in this seductive quality where he's putting people in third party situations and being a snake and having Tiana look over her shoulder because, he is still a man scorned about the fact that, one, with the wedding rings, it didn't work out with his baby mother, and all of the love that he had for her, that didn't work out, and he's in heartbreak over the fact that it didn't work out. Then there's the other woman. So this is just basically saying the same thing that I said. The current love blockages is the side chick, the other woman that he don't want to deal with, and it's the fact that he's still stuck in his past. So that's what's blocking him from really opening up to this new love with Tiana. So yeah, that's what I have as far as Aaron Pierre's deep dive. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Hopefully I answered all of your questions. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you let me know what you're looking forward to seeing coming from Aaron Pierre. All right, love you guys. Later.